Hello everybody and welcome to another Train Sim World 2 news video. Today I'm going to try and sound energetic when really I'm practically slumped in my chair after being very tired after a day of work. And of course the heat, because the heat is immense right now in the UK, which is lovely. And you had to wait until I started recording, didn't you, Facebook? But anyway, we're going to be having a look at the latest DTG article. And we're going to be having a look at the Bakerloo line, Train Sim World 2 going underground. Now, of course, we all knew this was coming at some point. So glad it's finally here. I think DTG must have been quite excited to release this as well, because they intentionally, it seems, held it off until the last. Obviously, they did CSX before, because we've already seen it, and then they did the high-speed one, the German one, and now they're finally releasing the article for the Bakerloo line. First off, this is not an in-game screenshot. This is the artwork for it. It looks nice enough. It certainly looks nice, the artwork. If the game looks like that, then we're on to a winner. Maybe a little too sterile once again. Could do with a tiny bit of shading, but it looks more realistic than the game, to be perfectly honest. That's a problem, though, I have with these artworks. The artwork always looks more realistic than the blooming game, and it's annoying. I don't know if you ever find that, but it's like, oh yeah, this is what you can expect from the game. Oh wait, you can't. It's like, it's sort of a disappointment at times. But nonetheless, yeah, we're gonna scroll through the article. Now, I've already read this once, but I've not watched the trailer. I've purposely avoided watching the trailer till I got home and I could do the video. So I'll be reacting first time to that. Sit in the cab and take control of one of the world's busiest underground railways. Discover the Bakerloo line in Train Sim World 2. Head into the darkness of London's busy underground commuter railway network. Power through overground and underground sections at the controls of the iconic 1972 stock. Visit some of London's most famous stations and see the city from an all-new perspective. Read on to see the latest trailer and new screenshots to find out more about the Bakerloo line. And of course, we've got the video. We'll come back to the video in a second. Opened between 1906 and 1915, originally known as the Baker Street and Waterloo Railway, it was swiftly renamed to the Bakerloo Railway as a public abbreviation, and the name had gained popularity. The Bakerloo line is one of the world's busiest commuter railways, and the popularity of the line is no less today than it was when it first opened, carrying millions of passengers annually. To be honest, I can't really comment on the statistic they've tried to put across there. It could be, it might not be, I don't really know. And I don't really care enough to find out, if I'm being perfectly honest. So we'll take it as you want to, sort of thing. But I would have my doubts that the Bakerloo line is one of the busiest. It's probably down there at the bottom of the underground lines, I would say. But nonetheless, Bakerloo line is 14.4 miles long and features 25 unique stations. Van Elephant Castle in South London, Harrow Millstone is northwest of the city. It covers many of the London's iconic landmarks and famous streets like famous streets like Waterloo, Piccadilly Circus, Baker Street, and more. There are 10 overground and 15 underground stations to discover, and the various timetable services and scenarios in Train Sim World 2 will take you on a tour of these as you explore the full line. Some of the sections of the Bakerloo line are described as deep level due to the overall depth, but which is below sea level, which you can test your driving skills on as you dive deeper underground. Particularly as you travel from Oxford Circus to Piccadilly. That seems a bit of a funny way of wording that. I would have thought you'd have a comma there rather than a full stop, but sure. I'm no English professor, so maybe I'm wrong. The new adhesion physics features in Train Sim World 2 change how your train responds not only to the conditions of the rail, but the grades. Learning every nuisance of the line will be critical to getting your braking point right for this precise commuter. For this precise commuter service, maybe? I don't know. Like I say, I'm just throwing bits out there. It doesn't read very nicely, that section, though. Also, the way they say every nuisance of the line, it makes it sound like it's going to sort of be bouncy and all over the place, and it probably won't be, let's be honest. It's Train Sim World 2. That you don't have, like, bits of track that are, like, up and down and all that. This is pretty much just flat, so. Nuisance, yes, as in you'll be going down a hill or up a hill, but there's no sort of, oh my god, can you actually stop bouncing around sort of thing. In Train Sim World 2, we have carefully replicated each of the stations along the line in detail. Immerse yourself in the London Underground experience and discover what it's like to drive this challenging route. Firstly, before we go on, the detail. in detail. I defer you to the picture of Elephant and Castle that we had before that showed the purple fencing there. But, you know, sure. If you've recreated them all in detail, then I'll believe you. You know. Sure. Okay. Taking Beautiful Classics. Taking Beautiful Classics. Art. No view tiling of the underground stations such as Piccadilly Circus and Regent's Park. Wait amongst fellow commuters in the busy commuter interchanges like Waterloo and Paddington, which is quite good actually. It links quite nicely to West Coast in a way. Sorry, Great Western. Because obviously we already have Paddington, so we're going to have Paddington for a second time, and it's sort of like, you could drive a train into Paddington, and then you could like go downstairs and drive a train up to Elephant and Castle, and it's kind of cool, I think, personally. And witness the Northwest London skyline from a new perspective from the driver's cab. You have the pleasure of driving the iconic Mark II 1972 stock through the Bakerloo line, sporting the famous red, grey and blue livery. Now, grey? I'm sorry, they only use the red, grey and blue livery when the vinyls have fallen off, or they're stripped off, or it's rusty, or not rusty, but you know, when the metal's exposed. It's not grey, it's white. It's just little things. I don't know why, but I was hoping they'd do such a good job of this Bakerloo line, as you could tell, and it just seems like they're making little mistakes now. It sort of makes you think, is this going to be, you know, are there going to be mistakes in the route as well, or is this just because it's a single time read article? Who knows? Sporting around, this has been in service for nearly 50 years and is instantly recognisable down to the smallest detail like the fabric on the seats. Apparently the fabric's new, so I mean it's recognisable because it's unique, but to people who haven't travelled in the underground line for a long time, it's not all that recognisable. Also, it'd be nice if we got a silver version of it. That'd be really nice if they added a silver version of it in the silver skin. That would be lovely. Authentically recreated here in Train Sim World 2. Sit in the cab and get a unique experience of driving into the world famous London Underground. We'll be talking about the Bakerloo line and answering your questions on the forum on RailFam TV tonight for Friday the 31st of July. Watch Twitch at 8 PM. So yeah, we got a live stream coming up, so tune in for that if you want to see more. Obviously, I'll be doing a video on that at some point. Hopefully tomorrow that might come out. So yep. I'll look forward to that. I'll obviously be making notes again on the live stream, and I'm sure we'll get some more information, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we might actually see some gameplay, which would be nice. We'll just have a quick look through these screenshots. Nice motion blur on that, to be honest. It's quite nice, the way that's motion blurred, and then the front one's stopped, and there's no blur on it. The next picture, I'm sure you've already noticed it. Of course, there's this. Now, this is going to go one of two ways. This is either going to be the greatest thing they've ever done, because they outright confirmed that there was going to be no passenger sort of assist, no PA, or basically there was going to be no information, no customer information. So it's either going to be the greatest thing that they've actually added it, and it's going to be dynamic. You know, if you've got the train that is Harrow and Willesden, will the board count down to departure, and will the board sort of say Harrow and Willesden, and then if you do the Queen Park service following, so if you stand on the platform, you watch the Harrow and Willesden depart, then the Queen's Park pulls in, is that board actually going to then flick to first train Queen's Park and dynamically scroll down the time, or is it just going to be static and it's going to be like, yeah, you're here, you can see the board because it's cool to see it, but we're just going to animate it in a random way so that it's just like scrolls through. I don't know. Like I say, it's going to be either the greatest thing if they actually do it, because like I say, they outright confirmed they weren't, or it's going to be a terrible thing because they're not going to do it. It's nice to have the map there though. Northbound station facilities. Yep, for services too and all that, yep. And got a nice map there, so if you don't know what you're looking at, then you got a map. Rail upgrade improvements, yep, they've always got that kind of advert on there. That looks like a film, that looks pretty cool actually. Looks like Jumanji or something. That's pretty cool advertising, sort of fake advertising there they've got. Next shot, I've just noticed, interestingly enough, that the tube maps there are actually covering the speakers. Now, it's been a very long time since I've been on a Bakerloo line train, so that may be sort of prototypical, but I very much doubt it, to be honest. Looking sort of further down, it's nice to put the covers in the floor. Yep, that I like that. They've put the shoe lifting covers in the floor. Looking at the seats, I'm wondering if maybe this should be a bit more red. The tops of these. They don't look bad, to be honest. I'm not going to say they look terrible, because they don't look bad. There's no open and close on the vents, I've just noticed. Again, we got the nice weathered sort of car line diagrams. I wonder if it's the same texture repeated throughout, or if it's if there's different. The overall shape of the train looks alright. I can't see anything wrong with that. Maybe there should be a bit... I think there should be a silver edging on this. I like the fact that they've added standing passengers, though. If you look at something like that, you can see the standing passengers. There you go. You've got two people standing. Obviously, people do stand. It'd be nice if when the train gets full, you've also got people standing in the corridor. That'd make it a little bit more prototypical. It actually looks like there's some kind of beach because of that advert, but, you know, that's the way it actually works, so it's pretty cool. The no smoking signs are good. No adverts on the train. That's interesting. That's an interesting choice. I understand, but at the same time, it's sort of an integral part of the train. So I'm surprised in a way that they've not got adverts. The fake adverts, because if they've made the artwork for the stations, why not just shrink it down, maybe resize it a tiny bit, and stick it on the trains? No, is that not hard? Is that sort of too easy? You know, just slap a few child objects over it and mess about with the textures? No? Yeah? I don't know. I'm not DTG. I don't know how they work, but, you know, it just seems a little bit of a lazy move in a way. But no, overall, there's not really much wrong with it, to be honest. Again, the weathering could probably do with being a bit more there. But yeah, it looks instantly recognisable. You know, I can easily tell that that's what it's supposed to be. That's the whole point of it. Not necessarily one-on-one accuracy, but just so that you can tell what it is. And yeah, I can definitely tell that's supposed to be a 72 stock. So, again, we've got another picture of the cab. We've already seen the cab before, so I won't talk about much. But, it comes back to the question, how many of these buttons are going to be clickable? Are we going to be able to flick all these switches and press these buttons? And who knows? We'll find out, hopefully, tonight. Picture of somebody boarding the train. Pretty cool. Actually, that's the question. Yeah, it is double-skinned. Cool. That's good. They've actually added it. Although, look, there's a hole there, and then it just stops. In reality, they're actually just straight up got two skins. Like, the frame doesn't connect in real life. It's just like, there's just a hole between the inner skin and the outer skin, and it's like, oh, okay, that's the thing. The train's kind of floating on itself. So, that's interesting. I see a sticker for the PA as well, and probably penalty fare, maybe, so yeah. Pretty cool. And, of course, we've got, a train heading out of London Road. I like the stop marker. The depot stop marker looks good. The signs look a bit chunky, if I'm being honest. The text on them, sort of thing. It doesn't look quite right. But the stopboard looks good. It looks pretty semi-decent. Anyway, let's watch this trailer, shall we? I'll flick it over to YouTube and let's have a look, shall we? I'll stop moving the cursor, if I can. Okay. Oh, that's brilliant. That's amazing. Right, okay. Let's go back to the start. I want to sort of do this sort of scene by scene, I reckon. I want to do... because I can actually talk about this. I want to do it more in depth. Right. Obviously, we've got London Road. Now, what they need to do, really, the third train from the left, that needs to be a 4-car. Because in reality, That is not a 1972 stock. That is actually a 1967 stock. It came off the Victoria line, obviously, and it's ended up there. So that, technically, they should have a static consist of a... I don't mind them using a 72 Mark II, just for convenience, because they're basically the same train. I think the 67s had the door runners where the 72 Mark IIs don't. But I would accept that, but I want that third train across to be a 4-car to replicate the Victoria line stock. The Shard, again, it looks a bit funny, if I'm being honest. It doesn't look quite as good as the model we got in Train Sim Classic, but who knows? Maybe it'll look good in real life. What's going on with this as well? What is that? Oh, there's some supports there for the walkways. Oh, okay. I was looking at these bits of rails. I was like, why is that bit splitting? And on that one as well, I was like, why is it splitting like that? It shouldn't, but this is just a support. Okay. Yeah. A lot of trains in the middle of the day. I don't know if maybe they've just set this up to show off the route. I'll assume so for now. Right, again, yeah, the third train from the left, it should be the Victoria line one. It looks decent, though. Yeah, the place is recognisable. Right, quickly go back to... I went way too far back, but sure. Right, okay, let's have a quick look in here. Nice number plate at the top. We got a tube map. Yeah, it looks about right. I've got one behind me, so I'm just sort of comparing. Yeah, actually, it's a bit far shifted to the left by the looks of things. I'm just comparing them. No, the district, the sort of the end of the district line is supposed to be on it, in real life. So they might have done it slightly wrong. I don't know. Maybe them ones are slightly different to the one I've got, but I managed to get one somehow. So yeah. Yeah, we got all the stickers and everything. The PA looks good. This bit had better turn. Let's be honest. It didn't turn, which is annoying. That is annoying. It'd be nice if the eye hole would appear, but I can see why they wouldn't do that. But I would have thought they would animate the rotating sort of handle on there to get the door open. You would have thought so. There's actually no emergency flap on there. I've just noticed as well, which is interesting. But sure, we'll forgive them for that because they've got to sort of make an excuse as to how you can get in the cab so easily without having to pull out your key and get in the cab like that. Get in the cab. Texturing all looks very good, I must admit. If not a bit clean. There you go. Let's have a quick look at the cab properly, and then we can see it. Not really a lot to say. Again, bit too clean. Everything looks nice, though. It really does, and I'm pretty sure that is actually Johnston font. It looks like it. Or if it's not actual Johnston, it is something extremely similar. I'm trying to look at the eyes. They look like they've got square dots above them, which is annoying. But, like I say, I think I can forgive them because it looks extremely similar. It really does. It's pretty good how they've done it. Oh, no, the eye on the in has a diamond, I can see. So, fingers crossed all the others do as well. So, yeah, I think they've actually used Johnston font or a very, very close substitute. So, that's good. Forward, we got the selector barrel. Right, here we go. Stations. Can't tell what that... Oh, Waterloo. Okay, I can read that just about. Again... Bit too clean. The lighting doesn't look too bad anymore. The lighting looked a bit funny. Maybe the gaps in the light up there could be sort of smoothed out a little bit. Unless, I didn't know if maybe as you went down it smoothed itself a little bit. It might do. We haven't seen the whole sort of length of the platform. We need to, really. Where are the colours above the lines? Does Waterloo not have the colours above the lines? Is that a thing? I wouldn't have assumed so. That does not look like Johnston font. Let me just put it out there. Either that or it's just wrong. That's a shame it's not 3D, but I can forgive them for it because let's face it, extra polygons and it's going to make the game sort of load slower and less efficiently and all that. We got a signal up there. I can see. I like this shot. I do like this shot. That's sort of a very sort of prototypical advert. On the right there, sorry. But I love the reflections. I actually do really like the reflections. Now, obviously, again, actually, I was just about to talk sort of how the floor probably shouldn't be quite as reflective because it should be a little bit more dirty. But actually, I'm just looking at this bottom of this bench and look at the weathering on that. Look at the paintwork that's rubbed off. That looks really nice, actually. It really does. Again, the curve's just lovely here. It's actually a really nice look. Doors open. Yeah, they look about the right speed. I remember I sort of mentioned the speed of the doors in the ICE video. Apparently they had been sped up by like ×2 or 3. They cut that out well, didn't they? Okay then. Okay then. But yeah, but the doors sort of look to the right speed. The thing that somebody was asking, which is a very good question, are you going to get doors that like open and close at different speeds? Because you usually get like the doors sort of go, and then you get another set that close afterwards. And it's funny how the Bakerloo line doors work. The door engines aren't all that efficient, so they're a bit old, a bit tired. So it'd be cool. It doesn't look like it though. Looking at that, both them doors opened at the exact same speed, exact same time. I wouldn't blame them, to be honest, but it would just be a nice, cool Easter egg for them to add. Embankment, again, bit too clean. Is that a dynamic mirror? I've just noticed the mirror. Is that dynamic? It is. It actually is. Okay. I may be getting way too hyped over that, but if you look at this frame by frame, you can actually see that the train moves on the mirror. So, the other question is, what objects are gonna reflect? Will it just be certain bits? Will it be everything? What's the render distance on it, sort of thing? You know, because I'm really hyped to see that. Like I said, maybe I'm getting way too hyped, but that's actually really cool, and that's going to help with platform dispatching properly a lot better than sort of just having to guess. That's going to be great. Obviously, you can hang your head out the window as well. Open the window and hang your head out of that. Again, a little too clean, but we'll try to stop mentioning how clean it is. The pit could probably be a little lower, and again, that needs to definitely be blacker. Definitely be blacker, because they're not concrete anymore. Why? It does make you wonder why the stands for the conductor rails are actually black, and yet the pits are just grey. It makes you wonder. Makes you question their logic. I like the clock. The clock's done well. And I just found out how to do frame by frame. Lovely. Okay. I'm silly. I'm sure you all knew that. Again, with the tunnels themselves, let's go back to the point where the sort of the last frame of that last shot. I kind of think that they should be deeper. They especially when the light's on them, they look really, really flat. There's no depth to them. And sure, they're not hugely, immensely deep, but they should certainly be deeper than that, I reckon. But anyway, I like the reflections coming off them, though. I do like that. Back at Waterloo. Oh, Baker Street. Okay. Okay, yeah. The station's actually looking a lot more weathered than it did before, actually. Looking at the platform and the wall especially, and it's looking actually quite good. The colours are actually present on this bit as well. That's nice. That's nice. Again, way too sterile, way too clean, but that looks actually really nice. They've modelled the stations well. How are they going to do the sort of the bit that would be up here? So if there's an escalator there, I'm not sure exactly where that is, but if there's an escalator, how are they going to do it? Obviously it'll be a static escalator. We'll make that clear now. It'll be a static escalator. But are we going to be able to... I'm guessing there'll be an invisible barrier at the bottom of the escalator, and they'll have modelled up to the top, where they'll probably just have blocked it off with a wall, with a fake wall. How's that gonna work, sort of thing? What are we gonna be able to do? Because it would be cool if we can. We'll obviously be able to walk across between platforms. Be nice if we can go to the Jubilee line platforms at Baker Street. Obviously, I don't expect to be able to go to the Met line platforms, but it'd be cool. The only place that I would like to see something done is Paddington, because we already have a model of Paddington main station. That'd be a really cool feature if they put Paddington station in, slightly edit it to give it a way into the underground, and then actually allowed us to go from the underground to Great Western Main Line. And then they could possibly put some sort of teleporter things on that sort of, when you walk over it, it changes you to the other route. That'd be good if they did that, and it sort of automatically changes you to the next route. A little bit like how like the mobile games sort of do where you go on the map and then you drive off and you go to the next section. It'd be annoying, But it'd be good if they did that sort of thing, and it spawned you in at the same time, and then you could take a train out. It'd be good if you could do something continuous like that. That train looks like it's got no lights on. I've just noticed there's another mirror there, so I want to see if any of the passengers are reflecting. Can't see them. Also, I can't see the train reflecting on that particular shot. I think I've skipped about several bits too far, but sure. No, I can't see any passengers. Again, we've got our working board. Is that dynamic? That's what we'll find out later. I don't know. That kind of suggests it isn't, the fact that the train's pulling away or pulling in and it says 2 minutes. However, the one beneath it's also gone, so maybe you get a train approaching flash underneath it. That'd be really cool if you got that. Let's speak of it. Oh, sorry, I bashed my microphone. That would be really cool. Right, oh, hang on. I want to see Queen's Road. I want to see Queen's Road quick. That's Queen's Park. Sorry, that's what I mean. That looks nice. I like the canopy model. There you go. That looks lovely. That's clearly a British Rail board, and it says train approaching. Does it flash? Is it animated? I don't know if they sort of show enough time for it to show you the animation. No, they don't, unfortunately. Again, we've got lights off. Why have we got lights off? Turn the lights on. It's not hard. That looks nice, though. It does look nice. I love this bit. I love the way they specifically went full line. Because there was so many sort of theories about, oh, they won't do the full line, you know, they'll leave out half of it, and they'll only do the Queen's Park and stuff. I love how they've specifically addressed the issue now, before it becomes a problem, and they're just like, you're getting the full line, guys. Just calm down. Right, again, that is animated. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, that other shot was probably taken when it was off, sort of thing. No smoking. Okay, that's fair enough. I'm seriously hoping. Yeah, look, that kind of suggests that it is animated. I know I've been going on about this for ages, but I'm excited. But if you look at the destination on the train, it actually says Queen's Park, and then look at the board, and it says Harrow and Willesden 4 minutes, which suggests that the next train's Harrow and Willesden. That will be not only really cool to see, but it actually be extremely useful. If you hop into a service, if you just hop into Elephant and Castle Station, expecting to take a train out, and you do it, I don't know, 6 o'clock in the morning, you want to know what trains you want. Because if you've got a Queen's Park, and then a Harrow, and then another sort of, I don't know, somewhere else, Stonebridge, that's the one. You know, you want to decide which train you want to take. So if you get an idea of which ones are coming in, then that would be really advantageous to you. That looks good. That looks good. Yes! I wondered if they might, to be honest. The fences have been changed colour. Though these lamps, why? Why are they supposed to be that colour? I very much doubt it. That looks like Great Western Purple to me. Why did you do that, DTG? You know, if you bothered to change the fences, why didn't you change the lamps? Maybe I'm going too far. To be honest, do I have an issue with the fact that there's an underground roundel there? Not really, to be honest. I understand their side of things. It really should have been a mainline one. I'm pretty sure that the underground roundels are only on the underground side. But I also kind of get the gist, because the overground isn't the point of the route, and the fact that if they start adding mainline boards, they'd then have to try and get licensing for them, and that just costs them more money than necessary. And so I kind of understand. I'm sort of with them from a technical perspective, from sort of a customer's perspective. Even I would have liked to have seen it, even if they were just blank. But from a technical perspective, I can see, on a commercial one, I can see why they would have done that sort of thing. Let's go back to that quick. The Queen's Park Road. The Queen's Park Road, yes, that's epic. Again, we got it outside. That looks nice. They've got the steps down to the old platform. Are there bushes on the platform? I can't tell. I cannot tell, to be honest. Yeah. Again, shot of a couple of trains passing. Halston. And there, that's what the one I want to see. That's the money shot. Yep, that building's there. They've done that building. That's the North Circular down there. What have they done with the Alston depot and the Caledonian Sleeper depot and all that? I see, obviously, they've got the stadium over there, which is nice. It looks good. That scene actually does look pretty realistic. If you've ever got off at Queen's Park, you'll know that is pretty good representation of it, to be honest. Like I say, it's not necessarily 100% accurate, it's just a good representation, and to be honest, as long as it's a good representation, that's what I'm after. I know I always talk about, oh, they've done this and they've done that wrong, but it's sort of like, push yourselves, see what you can do, and if you can't, then just do as best as you can, sort of thing. It's always good to push yourself. I've just noticed the centre cab there as well. They finally got rid of the fact that it was red. I'm sure there was pictures before where they had the red cab in the middle and they hadn't bothered with the middle one, but now they have. I just hope that centre cab has not got sort of speedo and all that kind of stuff, because that would be decent if they've got rid of any of it. I've not seen any sort of external stock from the route used though. I didn't see any sort of thing that isn't 72 stock. I was kind of thinking that they might have added some freight trains, to be honest, for the West Coast Main Line. I get that they probably wouldn't, yes, they did a great job. I guess that they probably wouldn't sort of add anything passenger-wise, and even the 377 I think is a bit of a push, because I don't think we've got a 377 with a pantograph yet, so technically they wouldn't do that. There may be the diagrams in there for it. I would like to think that there are, but who knows. But I'm pleased to see that they've got the No, I'm not pleased to see anything, because, like I say, they've completely ignored the fact that they could have put a freight train from the Great Western Express on there. EWS 66 on Freightliners. It would have sufficed. It wouldn't have been perfect, but it would have sufficed as a representation. Sort of put a few in the yards. Maybe even the odd blue and grey Mark 1's full brakes from the Transpennine route or something in the yard at Royal Mail Wheelston, possibly. A couple of static concerts. That would have been nice. But anyway, I think that's pretty much it. I shall go now. I shall probably do another video again tomorrow when the thingy is released. You know, the after the live stream. You know. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I know it's been longer, but I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.